Alright guys, so I'm at the bottom of my wall here, and you know, it's a beautiful day. What I'm going to do right now is get my harness on, wait for this plane to go by. By the way, right back there, can't really see it, but it's the Port of International Airport. So that's pretty cool. So I get to rappel and watch the airplanes and stuff. This is my harness. This is my climbing harness. It's a certified UIAA. I believe I'm saying that right. Climbing harness. You want to make sure you buy a harness that fits you. And I'm going to go ahead and put mine on right now. Just kind of slip into it. I don't want to completely undo it. My different gears. All right. Alright, so you want to shimmy that all up. Tuck my shirt in a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Alright. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this loop, this clip right here. You want it to be real tight. Shimmy it around. And a good test for this is to put your hand in there, make a fist, and if you can't pull it out, that's pretty good. Now I still got a little bit of play there, so I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. Camera's got this auto exposure on there, so I'm trying to, and the sun's starting to get a little brighter. There we go. I think that's pretty good for my hip part. Then you got your leg loops. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten those. Make sure everything is equally tight and comfortable, because you could be in there for a while. So there goes that. This center part here is called your belay loop, and this is where you're gonna get attached to the main rope. Alright. So I think my legs are pretty good in there. Alright. Now we're gonna go over some really basic brakes and systems. One of which is called a Presik. I'm gonna go ahead and move my. Should I move the tripod or should I just zoom in? Let me see what I can do real quick. Let's see here. All right. So I got a couple of these cordlets here. And we're gonna make what's called a Presik knot, or a Presik hitch, or whatever. And those are gonna be my braking systems. trying to think how I'm going to explain this to you guys. How about this? Let's bring the camera over and let's do it this way. There we go. All right. So we want to use this here. It's a 3-foot cordelet, which just means a cord. And I've got a overhand knot at the end of it to keep that good. And what we're going to do is take both, because I have a double rope here. That's just for safety with my rappel device. And actually, as I pull on it, you can see it gives. This is the dynamics in the rope. This is what you want. You don't want a rope that just doesn't give. So anyways, we're going to take our rope here, and since it's looped around, we're going to make a loop around, and then we're going to bring the rope through like this. And what that's going to do, it's going to give you what they call a girth hitch. And you want to open this back up a little bit. You want to go around again, go back through that same loop, and when you do that, you're going to make what's called if it actually gets dressed right. No, that's not dressed right. I'm going to redo that. Got to make sure these are dressed properly. Alright, so now I went around twice. This is called a 2-loop Presik. We're going to go ahead and do a 3-loop Presik. But just to show you, it can slide right, and this end's going to be attached to my belay loop, or the center point of my harness. And when I pull down on this, it's not going anywhere. And if I want to move it, I just slide it up. And this is going to be on my non-braking hand, and I'll explain that a lot later. But you can see here, I go like that, I'm climbing down, oh, I fall. I'm not going anywhere. And sometimes a 2-loop or a 2-wrap Presik would be good, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go a third time. We're going to get a 3-loop or a 3-wrap Presik. And the important thing here is to make sure that your knot is nicely dressed. There it is. You can see the other side is nicely dressed, very symmetrical. And now you've got a nice Presik here. And this is actually called a personal Presik. And so we got that, which is great. So now what we're going to do is, let's see. I need a foot loop, right? But for starters, let's see, where's my... I'm just getting some carabiners out here. This is probably going to be a 4-part video, by the way, if you will stay around with me for that long. But basically, I'm going to take one of these D carabiners, and I'm going to also take this here sewn sling. If I can get it untied. We're going to take the sewn sling and the carabiner. We're going to make an ascent loop. We're going to basically make a Presik out of the sewn sling and use the carabiner, and it'll kind of act as like a handle, and you'll see that. So we're at 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Excuse me. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to another segment. But I think these are some pretty cool skills to know. Like I always say, you know, the more knowledge you have, you know, you can carry the minimal gear. And this is just some of the minimal gear that I carry when I go on trips and stuff like that. just because you never know. Like, I could be out doing photo shoots. Sorry, there, little exposure problem. I could be out doing a photo shoot, and you know, I might want to rappel down into an area to get a good shot. And in order to do that, I'm gonna need to know how to do it safely. And you know, sometimes the way back up or the way out may be up. Sometimes the way out may be down. And so to be able to know how to use the basic gear and knots, that you don't have to buy all this expensive, like they have all kind of devices you can buy that are supposed to do the same job here, but I just find that knowing a good powerful knot, you know, having a good library of knots is the way to go. And actually, since YouTube allows now 15 minutes of video, that's pretty cool. But we're going to go ahead and go to a new segment, and I'm going to basically start setting up this. And I don't remember the name, but I got it from the Barter channel on YouTube, so check that guy out. He's pretty awesome. And nothing fancy, check him out. He's awesome. And Mike from Bushcraft Bartons, check him out. Alright, Phil Belay Photography, philbaileyphotography.com, signing out.